Due to high demand, I am going to do something a little different today. We're going to cover some flatbeds, and I'm going to go ahead and throw step deck in there as well. Guys, I'm going to get into this, and before I get into this, I should say, if you like what I'm about to show you, in the description there's a link. You can click it. Try it out for free for 30 days, and if you like it, keep it. If it don't work, appreciate you anyway. Along with other links down there to help you succeed with your MC, whether you are leased onto a company or you have your own authority. There's a fuel cards I use, national tire discounts I use, different things that I use to stay in business with great discounts. Also my factoring company. Well, before anything else, let's try something new here. I'm out of my comfort zone, guys. I really don't know what I'm doing here, but I did choose on this line right here. I choose flatbeds, deck specialized and standard, just for the numbers. And what I'm looking for is the same as in my other videos, the drive-in loads. I'm looking for stuff like this, like Arkansas. There's 476 trucks going into Arkansas, or loads, where there's needed almost 1,200 needed to come out. So there's going to be a lot more loads needed to come out versus the ones going in. California is upside down of that. And like Florida, well, that's about normal. Georgia's looking good. I wouldn't say great, but there's more loads than trucks in there. Same with Illinois. Louisiana's looking good. Mississippi's looking damn good. Look at this. You go to Mississippi, they got the open deck loads there. Ohio's looking decent. Sakakalaki, yeah, they're almost neck and neck. Texas has got a lot of stuff, which, this is a given, because Texas is about half the size of the United States, as in one big state. I mean, technically it's not half the size, but you get the gist. All right, guys, well, I'm going to dive on in, and we're going to bounce around. I'm going to go ahead and start with Los Angeles. I better change this. Let's go. Let's see, no double drugs. And if flatbed's not your thing and you're curious if that board would work, here it is. All the different trailers and combos you can go with. So we're going to do that. We're going to do this. I'm not going to mess with a Conestoga, hazmat stuff, flatbed or step deck. Let's go with that. I'm not going to do anything with sides or tarps or team, chains and all that stuff. I'm just going to keep it simple. And yeah, I'm not going to do step deck or RGN. Just keep it mainly open. Keep it step deck and flatbed. Yeah. And then we're going to see what is on the board for today and tomorrow. I'm going to keep it a 120-mile radius. And, I'm going to check out Los Angeles just because. And Los Angeles has got 190 exact loads. Now, this is kind of, I'm not used to this. Hey, there we go. See what kind of offers is on the board. $4,000 King of Freight all the way to Alabama for $4,200, and that load's been going for over 5. This one right here makes more sense. 1,200 miles for 4,000. That load's been going for over $3 a mile. That makes more sense. This is why a lot of people that run open platform, I've always heard they don't go west of 35. I'm guessing this is why. Now, if you live out there, I understand, but most people I know is on the East Coast, and they don't go out there. Let's check out Seattle just for shits and giggles. And then I'm going to bounce around a couple different areas and see what I can come up with. So Seattle's got 130. And they got one to Florida for 67. But that load's been going for almost $9,000. Why would you holler for 67? So that's why you need these tools, guys. You call about this load right here. Be like, come on, dude. That's 3,300 mile load. I'm not trying to push it for $2 a mile. That thing's been going on for $9,000, $10,000. Recently, in the last 15 days, it's been averaging, I'd just say $9,000 or $10,000. Look at these. I just don't understand. I'm out of my element. I'm gonna keep this I'm gonna go down to Dallas, and guys, let me know in the comments of good areas to search for flatbed loads. And in future videos, I come up with a different lane or different area to cover flatbed loads, because this is out of my comfort zone. I don't know anything about flatbed. So leave in the comments of a good, I don't know, about 10 spots, 10 destinations, not destinations, places that usually offer a lot of flatbed stuff when you're out flatbedding. So Dallas is coming in with 1,000 loads, so Dallas is looking good, and they got a little bit of rate on the loads. I'm not sure if that's great or not. I mean, I'd run in a dry van for 1,500 miles. I'd run that $5,000 every day of the week, but I don't know. Don't know. But Dallas is looking good. Let's check out Houston. And I'm really curious to see Mississippi. See what Mississippi's got. And Alabama. Houston's got 1,300 loads. I guess there's a reason why Griffin always came out of Houston with some step deck freight. That's pretty decent. $7,000 load. It's been going for 64, but they're trying to push it. They're like, hey, get this load and go. California for 65. So over $3 a mile. Ain't too shabby. And guys, hang around to the end of this video. I know a lot of people like to duck out, but there's a reason for all this madness. And at the end of this, I'm gonna cover why I do this, and the benefits of covering the nation and finding out where the freight's at, no matter what you're pulling, dry van, reefer, flatbed. Yeah. Check out Meridian, Mississippi. See what they got. 1,600 loads. You'll never find 1,600 loads in dry van in Meridian, Mississippi. Now this right here is pretty cool. $6,000 loads. There's a bucket now. 327. They're right there on the money what it's been going for, but if they've got that offer up there, right there on the 15-day average, that means they're hurting to get that truck moved. So if you call about this load, and it's just 3 o'clock, so by the time I get this uploaded, it'll be by 4 o'clock. Call it. If they still got it, you might be able to get some money on this, because they're in a crunch. They're ready to get it moved. Meridian, Mississippi, looking good. Let's check out Birmingham, Alabama. 1,200 loads in the Birmingham market. Nice. There's Idaho load. Jones brother. $3. I need to step up on this right here because that load's been going for right at 72. If I was to call about it, I'd be trying to get that joker for 8. And guys, when you call about a load and you see these numbers right here, that load's been averaging on the 15 days $7,200. They're trying to push it for 67. When you get somebody on the phone, you ain't got to turn into a used car salesman, but you've got to sell your service. You've got to know what you're talking about. And for me, if I got Jones on the phone, I'd be like, listen, man, I've been running this load for $8,000 to $9,000. Even the 15-day average on it is showing to be about $7,200 to $7,500. You got to sell yourself. You got to let them know you're a man of your business. And when you know these tools and you're talking about it, that shows them you're a man of your business and you know what you're talking about. You're not just some fly-by-night trucking outfit that don't know where the hell they're going, east or west, north or south. They don't know. You got to sell yourself and let that person know that you're going to make them look good to their customer. At the end of the day, they just want a trucking company that's going to make them look good to their customer. Because as long as you're early, you're compliant, and you keep up with all updates, if anything happens, at the end of the day, they just want that load on time. Because it makes them look good as a broker, because they got a good carrier to handle their load. And that means that broker is going to get more loads from said shipper. So at the end of the day, you got to sell yourself and make them look good to their customer. So moving on, Birmingham's looking good. Let's move over. I wonder what Ringgold's got. I'm hearing Ringgold. If I was to get a step deck, I want to know what kind of loads is up here. 439 exact loads. And what this means is within this 120 mile radius, there's 439 loads. Now, if I want to go a little further, say 200 miles, there's a lot of freight. So I like the 120 miles because it basically gives you a 2-hour window to get there as long as you put the foot down. Now, Salt Lake, that's just too much. That's too heavy. You can get this. You can get more of that in the drive-in. Come on now. See, again, guys, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what lanes to look at. Let's check out Knoxville. Knoxville, and then I want to shoot up to PA. I want to see what PA's got. Knoxville's 178 loads. Not great. Not great. I don't know where the markets are. Let's go with Kansas City. $495 in the Kansas City market. Cool. Let's go to Detroit. And then we go end up in PA. Just trying to get a feel for this. 680 loads in the Detroit market. Wait, my buddy Todd's always going up to Dakotas. He's always doing pretty good. Check out Fargo. He always seems to do good up in the Dakotas. 122 loads. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. And they have got 39 down to New Mexico, 3,000 down to Texas, which ain't bad. It's over $3 a mile. And it's been averaging 23. That's on 30-day average. 30-day average just means they don't have enough data for the last 2 weeks, so they round the data they have for the last 30 days. $3,800. I'm going to step that up. Interesting. Interesting. Let's shoot up to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Paul. 885 loads in the Pittsburgh market. Nice. $7,000 for Oregon. And it's been going for 68, so that's pretty decent. I think you can get more. It's worth more than $267 a mile or whatever that equates to. Probably, let's see. I probably got it right there on that $3 a mile mark. Interesting stuff. Interesting. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it there here, but the importance of doing what I just showed you, again, I don't know the markets. I don't know the cities and the destinations, the hubs of freight. If you're talking reefer or drive-in, I know those hubs. I know who has the most freight. I do not with open platform. So in the comments, again, leave me some a list of cities. And the reason I do this, and I've done it since 2017, is before I leave the house, I do this. I look at all the freight hubs and I see where the freight volumes are. Because the high freight volumes, they don't tend to go away overnight. They usually stair-step up or stair-step down in the next coming weeks. So I seen that Meridian, Mississippi had a lot of freight. So if I'm up in Pittsburgh, because I took a load to go to Pittsburgh, and by doing this, I already knew Pittsburgh had a lot of freight. And then I get unloaded and I'm looking in Pittsburgh and I see something down in Mississippi. Right off the bat, I already know there's a lot of freight down in Meridian area or Mississippi in general. So if I see that good paying load going down to Mississippi, I can go ahead and book it right then without wasting any time thinking, all right, let me go down to Mississippi. Let me see what the load board's saying. I might waste 5 minutes researching Mississippi to see if they got any freight. But since I've already looked before I left the house, I already know Meridian, Mississippi's got freight. So that 5 minutes can be crucial to losing a load, and you don't want to lose a load. So if I'm in Pittsburgh, I already know Meridian, Mississippi has freight, so I don't have to research it, and I can go ahead and call the broker, get my truck underneath it, and keep going. And when I get to Meridian, Mississippi, I already know the lanes of high freight volume areas, and I don't have to research when I get there. I've already done it for the week, and it's still going to be spot on. It just saves you time. I learned that to be crucial whenever I started losing loads, because I'd be in California and I'd see a load going to Dallas and I'd be like, okay, well, hold on, let me get on the load board. Let me see what Dallas has got. And my theory there is, well, not my theory, my method of thinking there is, My most important load is not the load I'm booking now, but my next load, kind of like, playing pool. You're always setting yourself up for the next shot. So that's the reason why I do this, and this is why I share it with you guys, and I run the load boards, and this is what I'm always looking for. I'm looking where to place my truck next, because my next load is always my most important load. Anyways, guys, if you like what I did today, what I showed you, give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I put videos out on the regular, all things trucking. And guys, remember, it ain't how far you go in life that matters. What matters is how far you go in life, adding quality and values to others. Until that next video, see you, bye.